Oh, how are you? I'm tired. Hello. So, I wanted to paint rocks. It's actually something I've wanted to do for quite a while. I had painted some originally for our yard, but didn't have enough. So, digging through the yard to find rocks, there's like a million rocks, right? Like there's so many rocks. But first of all, worms. Secondly, every other bug that exists. Thirdly, digging is too much work for me now. And I also don't want to like make my mom have to dig up all the rocks. I mean, she already digs the yard quite a bit, just anyways, because she likes to garden. I don't assist with that because bugs exist. So, long story short, when she was at Home Depot for Mother's Day getting flowers, I noticed in the back there were bags of rocks for only like $11 or $13, depending on which rocks you chose. So we got two of the different bags at some point, so that we'd have some of the big ones and some of the littler ones because she wanted this like French drain thing out in the front. So blah blah blah. Anyways, you put a bunch of rocks all over your French drain, little ones and then big ones, and then you outline it with the even bigger ones. So I wanted her to have some rocks that were plain and the occasional rock mixed in that was painted and cute and fun. So this is gesso that I'm putting down as my base coat on all of these. And I might decide to add paint farther out than the gesso is, but it helps to have an undercoat of this so that you don't need as many layers if you're using a light color. So that's this step. Also, I realized that the big white ones that we got, the rocks, are like powdery and dusty. And I don't remember what my boyfriend said, but he said something about if it's like porous, it's not safe. So there's dust coming off of these. I probably should have also worn a face mask so I didn't breathe it in. But live and learn. Already did it. It is what it is. So, anyways, the big rocks got dust everywhere. So I didn't really know what I was going to do with the painting, so I just kind of added some random colors around and then just kind of went for it. I needed my biggest rock to be a marker because the thing that used to be a marker was a flower pot, which is now destroyed and relocated. So I am using the biggest one as a marker, and then the rest are just kind of all whatever. My mom really liked the school bus that she saw someone else do. There were a bunch of school buses, so I attempted to do a school bus for her. I personally really liked little houses, so I did a little house for me. And then the other stuff is just kind of whatever it winds up being. So like a goldfish, it's total chaos. It's not really all that amazing ideas, in my opinion. I did one of them where it's just my art in Nortland. I did one of them where it's a sun. One of them was an animal. You can guess what animal you think it is. I'm not going to say because it's funny to see what people think it is. And wow, the guesses are wild. So far, the guesses have been, actually, I only remember bunny. What else did they guess? I don't remember, but the guesses were fun. So nobody's going to guess what animal it's supposed to be. Nobody. Actually, there's one person on Earth I can think of who would probably figure it out, but that's only because that's their favorite animal. And technically, I mean, so anyways, I'm not even gonna, what animal do you think the silver thing is? That is a good question there. So I needed all sorts of details on my house because it needed to look all cute. And then for my stone right there that I'm writing on, it says, "Here lies magic." And then on the back, I write, "Plant your dreams," and then do little like arrow squiggles because, it's kind of Alice in Wonderlandy. I also just sort of slapped colors together on that one to make it like meldy togethery words. Oh, and then I decided I wanted to do a Mickey and Minnie Mouse one where they're holding hands and it's just very basic red background with black lines because I was trying to go for like the really, really old like 1950s kind of style of when they had the same kind of red and stuff. Anyways, it was a very specific thing that I was trying to copy, but I was trying to do it really like basic and cartoony. And I don't have any really, really, really tiny paintbrushes for some awful reason. All my paintbrushes are enormous. I need really, really, really skinny ones so that I can do more detail. I considered cutting some of the ones that I have to make them even smaller, but in my experience, that doesn't really work all that well. Also, can you spy what's wrong with my school bus? I'm not going to point that out either. Let's see if anybody can figure it out. I have had to, so my mom did not see what was wrong with it at all. I had to point it out. But my boyfriend eventually did figure it out when I pointed out, "Do you see what's wrong with the school bus?" Oh my goodness. Anyways, whatever. My mom still likes her school bus. My moving paint palette is kind of creepy and weird over there in the corner. So then I have one over there that's like some golds and some silvers and some copper, whatever. And it reminds me of when I was littler, I have this neighbor who was 2 years younger than me, and I would paint a bunch of rocks gold with gold paint and convinced her that there was a gold mine in my backyard. Why? Don't know. So, okay, I also found someone who had done this one on Pinterest where it looked like a washed up piece of the 9 3/4 wall. So I totally copied them. A bunch of people had done that. So I don't know who the original person was that came up with that, but I made my 9 3/4 wall as well. Let's see what else I did. I don't remember what else is on that tray. Let's see. Oh yeah, of course the blue eyeball. So I really like the, well, everybody's got a different name for it. The all-seeing eye, blah, blah, whatever. The blue eye. Anyways, so I like the blue eye. I did a blue eye, of course. Let's see, what else did I do? Did I already call out all of these things? Well, the sun is, I'll have the sun in the middle. And this crazy animal, my spirally sun, there it is. Okay, I think that's all of the things. Did I call them all out? Oh yeah, my rain dude. I didn't mention it. So what do you think my rain dude is too? That's a good question. I'm actually going to say that one. So it started as just a face that I thought people are going to be creeped out by this. I don't want it to be like monsterish. So I wrote the word rain on the side so you could tell it's supposed to be a rain cloud. And then I added all those little white dots, which are supposed to be rain. And then I decided, hey, it's a stingray. So it's a stingray now. So yeah. And now here's just like my done pieces. Oh, also, did I ever mention that after you paint them, you have to coat them with Mod Podge? And if you don't have Mod Podge, just take regular white glue and add some water to it, just a little bit to make it thin. Anyways, you have to coat them if you're going to put them outside, or else they'll ruin your flower beds and nature. You don't want these to run paint off and stuff onto your world. That would be tragic. But the sealing it with glue helps a lot. So I did only one coat of these with the glue, I think, because I didn't want it to build up too much. And it feels pretty good after. And then you just have to wait for the glue to be completely dry before you put it in your flowers and stuff, because you don't want the glue to just melt all off and then wreck the environment and your plants and stuff. You've got to be nature safe as you can. Anyways, what do you think my silver question mark animal is? Oh, I find that hysterical. So far, nobody has guessed correctly, and I'm not going to tell anyone until the guessing is done. Once you guess once or twice wrong, I'll tell you. But I didn't tell them until they guessed a couple times. Because it's funny. What do you think it is? My chaos. I'm not very good with animals. I'm not very familiar with, what do various different animals look like. Also, I know that doesn't really look like a stingray. My dad fished stingray when I was little, and I hate stingray because how terrifying. That dude died because he got stabbed in the heart with a stingray. That super famous dude with a daughter who's now also doing animal stuffs. Irwin something. I think the last name is Irwin. I'm really bad with names. Names are hard. Usually if I don't remember someone's name, I just assign them a random name and I'll just go with it until someone corrects me. It's like I totally blanked on your name, so you're now Rob. Hi, Rob. And then Rob. Sometimes they don't even tell me. Sometimes they'll just tell me, my name's not Ron, but they won't tell me what their actual name is. So now you're still not Ron because you didn't tell me. Now you're just not Ron. Oh my goodness. So some people like to mess with me about the name thing. I have definitely assigned quite a few random names. Some of them are similar to what people's names were because I kind of heard it right, but not quite. And some of them aren't even remotely correct. So, whatever I assign your name to be. Bye.